Okay, so Tyrese Haliburton, Rob G. Little news of the day. Can you?
Yeah, Tyrese Haliburton bounced back in a big way. Game 3, we guys. He said so himself, coming off of Game 2 when they lost. He's like, "Hey man, I've been really bad in the first half of both of these games." Now, Game 1 was saved because he had that game-winning jumper.
And then when you win the game like that, that's all that matters. I don't care what you did earlier.
But he was very upfront, like, "Hey man, I gotta play better because we can't win." Apparently, it can't. But he said it's not sustainable to win games the way that we won in Game 1, and apparently they keep doing it anyways. But one of the big talking points heading into Game 3 was, hey, Tyrese Haliburton, you're the best player on the team. You're the engine that drives this car. We need you to be more aggressive for Indiana. And after the game, after they won in Game 3 and he had his best game of the series, Tyrese Haliburton took aim at the talking heads who wanted to see more out of him. Take a listen.
The commentary is always going to be what it is. You know, most of the time, the talking heads on the major platforms, I couldn't care less, honestly. Like, what do they really know about basketball? Commentary Parker is what it is at this point. You know, it doesn't matter. You know, we're here in the NBA Finals, 2 wins away from an NBA championship. So, you just got to stay with it, put my head down, keep working. And as a group, we just got to keep learning from our mistakes, seeing where we can get better, and take it a day at a time.
You know that's my guy.
I like Tyrese Haliburton, but I'm going to tell you something. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Because I ain't buying that. I ain't
Let
buying
me tell you, this
that.
is unfortunately one time we're about to agree.
I ain't buying
That is called deflection. You ever had a moment where you actually knew there's something you needed to do better, but you want to blame, everybody's always asking me to tell me.
So you know what you do? You talk about the host and their cars.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Rob.
I love how you turned and looked at me. I was like, dang, what I said? And I was like, oh, Rob G. What the hell is what I'm saying right now? What the hell is he talking about? Let's break this down. Number one, he himself has said, oh, man, I got to be more aggressive. He himself has said it. Let's go back even further because I did a little research. Rob G., you know what his trainer was said to him before he would agree to train him? He said, tonight, we said, hey, he and his managers, hey, man, we really love you to train Tyrese. He said, well, tonight, I need you to take 19 field goal attempts. Specifically said that. And they're like, 19? Why? That's very specific. He said, because I need you to be more aggressive. This has been the thing for him. I would understand if he's random talking heads were making up stuff. He needs to shoot 23s. He needs to have 11 steals. He needs to have 15 rebounds. It has been known that because you're such a team player, such a great passer, such a let me feel the game out, and I applaud his usage rate is so low for how prolific he is, but there are times when he needs to be more aggressive. His trainer said it. He said it before. I've been saying it throughout the postseason. So to me, he knows it. He's just more upset to me that he didn't do it earlier and finally did it in Game 3. So I think he was really mad at himself and turned happy that he got the job done and finally did it. And it was almost one of those 8 Mile. Remember in 8 Mile what he did? Let me talk about I'm from trailer trash and my mom ain't this. And let me get to ahead of everything. I'm going to make fun of myself, bring up all my flaws, so then you can't. So I think this was him trying to jump ahead of it. They're all going to say I was more aggressive tonight so that, he can jump in front of that thing and say, I already know what you're going to say. Like B. Rabbit did in 8 Mile, a.k.a. Eminem.
This is my issue. And if I was at the press conference, I would do it. Excuse me. Who are you talking about? Who is the talking heads who don't know anything about basketball? Are you talking about Charles Barkley? Talking about Kenny Smith? Are you talking about Stephen A? Who are you talking about?
He did say ESPN.
Okay, but my point would be who? Guys who have covered the NBA for 35 years or whatever. Like, when people were praising you, did you also think the talking heads knew anything about basketball? It's so ridiculous, so lame. And these guys, they just throw anything out because they don't want to be criticized. That's where we are. It's first when, it was like, hey, you guys never played, whatever. Then I always go to these guys. I say the same thing over and over. Can you show me the film of Bill Belichick in the NFL? I'll wait. Can you show me that?
Right.
Oh, he didn't play in the league, but he's considered one of the great. Okay.
Brad Auerbach hit it one out there getting it in.
How about Pop on the NBA? When did he play? Can you show me that tape? What team did he play for? Oh, he didn't play in the NBA? Okay, so he doesn't know anything about basketball, correct? Because that's what you said. If you don't play, it's not possible that you know anything about it because you're not out there. Then when,
Shaq, Chuck, and those guys.
Because Charles was the one that they all hated first because he was critical. They all hate Charles didn't play. He was an MVP. All this went to the final. So he doesn't know anything about basketball. Like stop. Just say that you're paper thin with your feelings. Everybody's a big baby. Nobody wants to be criticized. This whole notion that you lump everybody together and nobody knows what they're talking about is the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. Again, these guys, I admire him as a player, but when guys say stuff like this, I lose a lot of respect for him. I'm going to tell you, because the whole notion that you could just lump everybody together and just say the talking heads, who? It's a stronger argument. If you want to go and do that and undress somebody, I'm dead serious.
Mm-hmm.
So-and-so today said on the ESPN First Take, blah, blah, blah. No, that's not. We have not run that defense. We don't do that.
Right.
I'm listening. I am listening, okay? If you can make that case, make that argument. But to just lump everybody together and, God forbid, can a reporter in Washington, D.C. cover the White House because they were never president?
There's a million things. I always talk about business writer, entrepreneur magazines,
you can't,
business journal. They didn't know how to run a business. I'm a writer about businesses.
That just doesn't make any sense. It's illogical. It's dumb. It's stupid. And every time I hear it, I cringe because there's no reason for that.
And it just makes it worse,
because you don't do it when you do something great and you make a shot and everybody's going crazy about you. Tell me then.
And most people have been singing his praises all postseason long about the fact that he was the most overrated, and he's kind of superseded that. And I think
giving him credit.
Wow. You and I raised our hand. What did we say? Our apologies. We ain't even talk about the Pacers
because they got off to that really
got
slow
off to a rough
start.
There were other bigger storylines in the East, and so my thing is too, dude. Of all the things to be critical about and say all the talking heads, it's something that is your thing. Being aggressive.
Oh my God, is that the worst thing in the world? That somebody said you should be more aggressive.
Every player, you name the sport, is going to have a thing or two that they just have to work on, right? And if there's Shaq, the most dominant player of the last 40, 50 years. But what was Shaq's issue? Free throws. So if all of a sudden we were critical of his free throws, he made it, you know what I'm saying? I already know these talking heads are going to say, about me shooting free. Yeah, that's your issue. That's your Achilles heel. Guys have it. There were times Kobe Bryant would force shots, and we knew that. LeBron James, sometimes we wanted to be more aggressive as well. Go ahead and close the thing out. Go crazy like you did in the other game. There are certain things to me that you can't act as though it's asinine being brought up.
That's what I'm
saying. And aggression for him is one of those. If we all of a sudden said, I don't like Tyrese Haliburton not shooting 23s, okay, that's not his game. So that's being ridiculous. But him being a little more assertive, a little more aggressive, his team needs it. Dude, when he has 20 points and 10 assists, they're like, what is it, 20 and 15 and 1 or something crazy?
Right. It's just obvious stuff. It's not even like rocket science stuff. And that's the part that is ridiculous, that they're so bent out of shape, or the whole notion that it's the end of the world. You know what I mean? For just saying.
Being more aggressive is all the thing. I mean, it wasn't a personal attack. It was just being a more aggressive. Same thing your trainer told you before he would bring you on aboard. So there's a lot more to me that it could have been work like that would give him issues.